Hello, I'm Robert from Doomsday Debunked on Facebook, where we fact-check the stories that scare people and to find out the truth about it to help you. And this is one that scares some people who believe in religious prophecies, especially if they're Catholics. And it's an alleged proof, alleged prophecy by an Irish saint, St. Malachy. And he's supposed to have prophesied all the popes right up to the very last one. So normally you think of the popes just going on and on, but for Catholics there would be eventually a last pope, because they think that eventually the world is going to end. And so this is allegedly the complete line of popes. And so the and then there's the worry is the last pope is St. Francis, which is Pope Francis, which is the current one. And but this is not a this is actually a fake prophecy. But I want to explain what it is, what the prophecy actually is. So Wikipedia is quite good on this sort of thing, from Christianity, not necessarily on other things. And so if you look at this last one, then so they've sort of managed to fit all these things in a very convoluted way to the various popes. And when they get to the last one, is Peter the Roman, who will pasture his sheep in many tribulations. When those things are finished, the city of 7 hills will be destroyed, and the dreadful judge will judge his people at the end. And so then they try and find a way of fitting the name Peter the Roman with Pope Francis, and and that includes the possibility that they make this connection that Francis of Assisi's father was named Pietro or Peter, and then they say, oh, that means that Francis is Peter, which it obviously isn't. So that's it. But so then if you have a look at the prophecy a little bit closely, though, there's something a bit strange going on. Before 1590, so all the prophecy has a whole list of mottos, like these little things, little phrases. Flower of flowers, of the half moon, angelic shepherd, shepherd and sailor, intrepid faith, religion destroyed, burning faith, fire, and light in the sky. It's very simple, short phrases like that, cross from cross. So then the thing is that up to about 1590, then before 1590, then they're very, very accurate. 95% of them are a very exact hit, and 4 a little bit vague. And there are no misses at all. And after 1590, then, and this is according to one person's, it's obviously going to be a bit subjective with one person's assessment. And after 1590, there are only 3 hits. Most are misses, and the others are very vague. And then, if you go and look at the example prophecies, then there is examples from before. So for instance, ex castro Tiberis, from a castle on the Tiber. And that's Celestine II was born in the city of the castle, which is on the banks of the Tiber. And then, for instance, this one, from a small, called abbot, and who was an abbot of a monastery called Spring, by the name Fontfroid. So, but after 1590, then you have lots of strange things, like this one, the rapacious eagle, and the only connection they've managed to find is that his reign overlapped with that of Napoleon, and Napoleon could be described as a rapacious eagle. That, I say, it's very tenuous, makes the motto not a description of the Pope, but of someone else. So that doesn't sort of make a lot of sense, but they're really struggling to trying to make it fit. So after 1590, you get things like, before you get these very accurate things, after you get things that are very inaccurate. And the obvious explanation is that, well, it becomes a bit clearer when you look in the history and you find that there's no record of this prophecy from before 1590. Nobody before 1590 knew about it, and it was discovered by it was unknown to the world, discovered hidden away in some secret archive by a monk called Arnold de Wyon, And when did it happen? So around the 1590s, right about the time the prophecies, the accuracy jumps off a cliff. So either he forged it himself, or he was forged by someone else. And why would they do that? Well, one theory is that the motto for the Pope, by creating that he created a motto that would fit his friend who he wanted to become Pope. So that's a kind of quite understandable motive. And so here's a comment on it by a theologian and former Catholic priest who left the priesthood to get married, and he's from Ireland, which is where this saint who's supposed to make these prophecies from. He says, for myself, and even as a native Irishman, the prophecies of St. Malachi are a grand old fun tale that have about as much reliability as the morning horoscope. And so here's some advice about it for Catholics if you've got worried about this. And it says, should Catholics worry about the prophecy of the popes? No, it's not an approved apparition, and evidence is consistent with it being a forgery composed around 1590. And more fundamentally, Jesus indicated that we would not know the time of the end. In keeping with our Lord's warning, predictions of the end of the world based on the Bible have a dismal track record, and obviously because we're still here. And trying to predict the time of the end based on unapproved private revelation that shows signs of being forged is even more foolish. We should trust God, live according to his word, and leave the future in his hands. And as Jesus said, therefore, do not be anxious about tomorrow, for tomorrow will be anxious for itself. Let the day's own trouble be sufficient for the day. Matthew 6:34. And so that seems a good way to leave that.